The age-old debate, things that many women have been teased about, things that people on pediatric placements have been questioned about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Baby fever. Real or hoax? Tune in. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Confessions of a Doctorholic with Hafsa Slayman. And I just wanted to address this once and for all. Is baby fever real? My best friend was talking to me a couple of times and she texted me one day and she's like, oh my God, like that child was so cute. Her partner has a little brother that's absolutely adorable. Sometimes on placement, some girls go like, oh my God, that kid was adorable. I say that all the time. Like, I would park my car, I would totally engage in a conversation with a child. Sometimes they're even more entertaining than adults. So it could be a thing, just saying. Sometimes you can call it something like, your biological clock is ticking, your ovaries are screaming, whatever you want to call it. So I just kind of wanted to get to the bottom of it. So basically, believe it or not, there is actually a science behind baby fever. There were a couple of studies that were conducted, and one of them was a survey that looked at tweets, #babyfever on Twitter. So most of the time it was based off of people who have been exposed to a child, like either had friends who've had children or they were in a relationship and they were like, oh, you know what, I can see a future with this person. There was also another study that was conducted in a few university students, so about 252 students, and it was found that on a scale of 1 to 9, 1 being not really wanting a child and 9 being really want a child, 4.22 women wanted children, while 2.69 men wanted children. And once again, it kind of seems like whenever a woman, it's more common in women, whenever a woman's exposed to a child that's super cute, they tend to have it. Now, here's another thing that's super interesting. Another study has shown, for those of you who are thinking, men do not have baby fever. So this study has shown that around late 20s, 30s, women have baby fever, right? But then once they're older and possibly coinciding with them already being mums and enjoying their life and, completing all of that, they're kind of like, well, I'm kind of done right now. Like, this is it. Got enough kids. I'm good. Men, on the other hand, when they're 40, they get baby fever. So if you're a dude and you were like, well, I kind of want to avoid it, wait till you're 40. So here's what I reckon. Once a guy achieves his career goals, as in he has already, so here's what I reckon. Maybe the fact that guys get baby fever when they're older might have something to do with their career goals. They would have achieved it by then, or one would hope. And financially, they're a little bit more stable. So now all the stresses associated with having a child, like, how are we going to raise it? It involves a lot of spending, all of that kind of goes away. That's quite interesting, isn't it? So I guess what I'm trying to say is baby fever is real. I know for a fact that I'm pretty bad because I see a kid and I just love them. They look cute, they look adorable. I don't find them gross at all. And I definitely know that I don't want a child anytime soon because the idea of being pregnant or the idea of having a child scares me to death. But I wouldn't mind having that in the future. And I'm sure some of the rest of you that are listening to me out there are going through that too. So, of course, I'm not going to tell you about something that exists without giving you any solutions. There is a cure for baby fever. If you're in a stable, healthy relationship and you can afford it, you for sure can just make one. However, if you're in a position like me and you can't have a child, then apparently if you just carry kids, like lift them in the air and whatever, that can actually cure it for a bit until your mind sort of kicks in and says, you might need to think about that for the future. Anyway, what do you reckon? Do you have baby fever? Do you agree with these studies? Do you think they're on point or not? I know I haven't given you that many details, but to be honest, these guys just have surveys out there. So I want to know for the rest of yous. Do you agree with this? Send me a voice note. What do you reckon is the cause of baby fever? It's definitely real though.